Roman, what is it going to be like off-roading in a Jeep in the future?
Well, Nathan, through the magic of film, I think we can make that happen. Nathan, the future is remarkably like the past.
And it's here right now, Roman.
That's right, because behind us is, well, I think it's the first all-electric Wrangler.
It is. It's the Magneto. And guys, it is completely unique, but at the same time, there are a lot of familiar components. It is truly a Jeep.
Well, let's go for a drive in the future, my friend. It's really crazy just hearing, this thing basically sound like, well, one of my little cars I used to play with as a kid, right? Except it's real.
They had steam power with little cars of yours? The thing is that on top of all that, what I really dig is the fact that if you think about what they've done, it's very simple. I mean, it's very difficult to do, but they pulled out the gas engine, they pulled out the exhaust, all that crap, boom, gone, and they put in an electric motor, and they left everything else pretty much alone. So transmission, all that stuff is exactly the same as it is in a regular Wrangler. I think that's super cool.
So you're out here on the trail and you have no cell service and you want to know where to go. What will you do? Well, Ted from Onyx is going to help us through that. Ted, tell us what you do.
Yeah, well, we've made thousands of trail maps onto an app. And so before you head out, you can plan your trip using Onyx Off-Road and save your offline maps, because once you save that to your tablet or your phone, you have all that information at the tip of your fingertips. It really enables you to go out, have a good time, have a safe time, and come back.
Hey Nathan, what do you think is under the hood of this Jeep?
A lot of batteries, electric motor, wires.
Oh my, that's a lot of wires and batteries. I think we need our electric car expert to kind of walk us through this.
Bring out Tommy.
Well, this is really exciting because Magneto starts out as a gasoline two-door Jeep Wrangler JL Rubicon. The engine is torn out and in its place is an electric motor. In this case, it's rated at about 285 horsepower, roughly the same as the Pentastar V6. But also under the hood are batteries. And lots of batteries, because when you're converting a gasoline car, you gotta pretty much stash batteries every place you can. So, basic electric motor, mated to, get this, the transmission. This vehicle still retains a 6-speed manual transmission, just like the gasoline one, albeit with a super beefed up clutch. Now, when you're driving around in the city, you leave that transmission in 2nd or 3rd gear, and you drive it like an automatic car. You can still change gears, you still use the clutch just like you would on a gasoline car, but for the most part, pick a gear and leave it in that gear. The great thing is when you're off-road, you've got a lot of extra control in low rate. You can go into 1st gear and slowly feather. You can stick it in a 4th and have a lot of instant torque for extra wheel spin. I mean, it really is incredible just how much more capability the manual transmission allows off-road. It also, in theory, maybe makes it a little bit more efficient on the trail when you have it in low range, kind of like riding a bicycle up a steep hill in 1st gear rather than like 8th gear.
The other cool thing is it still has 2 big 12-volt batteries. One just to power the winch,
Yeah.
and the other to power all the accessories.
Now, knowing the other journalists and Stellantis people who are here, they may be using the winch.
They may be using it.
I think that this is the harbinger of what the future can be.
Yeah, and then, we've driven and owned a lot of electric cars, and the cool thing about this guy is it's no different. It has regenerative braking, just like, a Tesla would.
Yeah?
It has basically instant torque.
Yep.
But it has no sound, right?
Now for all you EV folks out there, let's talk numbers really quickly. So this has an 11 kilowatt level 2 charger. You can see the J1772 plug right there, really well integrated into the side of the vehicle. The 70 kilowatt hours worth of battery is gross, about 56 kilowatt hours are usable, and those are air-cooled batteries, but they've been specially engineered to stay nice and cool out on the trail, and they are just covered in skid plates so that they're not going to be damaged if you slam them into some big rocks. There's batteries where the fuel tank used to be and batteries out back where the muffler used to be. That's a pretty serious pack in a really small vehicle.
Hey Tommy, how much does it weigh?
Weight is 5,700 pounds. It's a big gal.
Yeah, it's the other thing about this vehicle is that it doesn't drive like a conventional manual transmission, so you don't have to ease up off the clutch and let the engine catch up with you. You just let it go. Well, the whole thing here, Roman, is that right now, we know that, GMC is about to come out with their electric Hummer, right? So it's going to have some similarities to this. It's going to be able to go hardcore off-roading. That's what we're hearing, at least. And then there'll be other vehicles that do it as well. But who's the first to really get their foot out the door, right? Who's the first one to really get the electric car moving off-road? Well, I guess Jeep, technically speaking, can say that.
Do you think that they'll build an electric Jeep? Now, there is a 4xe coming, right, which is a hybrid.
Yep.
Which has about 20 miles of range. So do you think that Jeep will actually build this?
Yes, I do. Not exactly in this guise.
Yeah.
And I know the engineers are like, we're not doing it with a two-door because they need more space. They can add more batteries and create more range. But I think that something like this. Oh, here's an interesting.
Obstacle,
yeah, look at this obstacle here. Let's see how it does.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in first gear.
Okay. But I absolutely think it's going to happen because there's all these new mandates that are coming out saying you have to build electric vehicles and we have to have, neutral carbon and blah, 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 blah. So yes, they're going to build something like this, and I just don't know exactly when.
Now the big question, what about range? Well, it's a concept vehicle. It hasn't been certified by the EPA, nothing like that. And keep in mind, it's a Wrangler, which is basically a brick, rolling on 35 by 12.5-inch tires. Estimates somewhere in like the neighborhood of 150 miles, depending on how you're driving it and where you're driving it.
Cool thing also is I've got 1 foot of driving basically. So I can use the brake, but I don't have to use the brake. It's definitely a unique experience, and there's just something very, I'd say almost natural and organic about driving something that's this quiet and yet, this capable.
You can hear coyotes when you run them over.
And I heard that Mark Allen and Jim Morrison, Mark's the chief designer for Jeep and Jim's the CEO, right?
Right.
They actually take these things out after we're done playing with them and actually hit them hard. Now, I'm sure, Nathan, that this is at least $1 million concept. You know what I mean?
The amount of money, R&D that went into building this one-off.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, guys, a little fun fact. This used to be orange. No, really, it was before they got to it. And I really do like the color scheme, the whole futuristic thing. It feels like it belongs in Demolition Man.
Now the cool thing about the Magneto is not only the manual transmission, but it still retains the transfer case from any other Jeep Wrangler. So you can see here 2 high, 4 high neutral, and of course 4 low.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be, flogging it mercilessly within 1/4 inch of its life because I'm already super nervous just driving this guy.
Yeah, but you've already done obstacles that a regular 4x4 would have a hard time doing. You just breezed over them.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that this is already super capable. So proof of concept, yes, it works.